David Beckham to Paris Saint-Germain would appear to be a transfer that simply fits for the club and the player. Paris Saint-Germain have not yet managed to break into that elite group of 30, so with the addition of Beckham, who remains, despite his age of 37, one of the most marketable players in the world, they will hope to be able to crack that list next year. Nouri Sahin is back where it all began, at the club where he started his career and the club who he led to the 2011 Bundesliga title. Borussia Dortmund have secured the services on loan of their once favoured son after disappointing spells at both Real Madrid and Liverpool. Make no doubt about it, Sahin can make a difference with Dortmund again and become the fulcrum of the team like he once was.
In modern football, top quality fullbacks are very hard to find. Mathieu Debuchy has been one of Europe's best right-backs in the last couple of years. He was instrumental in Lille winning the French Championship in 2011. He was one of France's better players at Euro 2012, and he'll be a very important addition to the Newcastle backline.
One of the more eye-catching and expensive transfers of the January window was actually tied up late last summer when Lucas Moura agreed to leave Sao Paulo for Paris Saint-Germain. He turned down Manchester United in order to sign for the French Giants, and he's hit the ground running in Paris, impressing with his creativity and direct running style. Throughout his time in English football, Demba Ba has proven himself to be a remarkably consistent goal scorer with West Ham, with Newcastle, and he's already hit the ground running with Chelsea. Signed by Rafael Benitez in order to provide a bit of competition for Fernando Torres, he's linked up quite well already with his new teammates and looks comfortable as the spearhead of the Chelsea attack.
For somebody who signed for €22 million in 2007, Alexandre Pato could have gone on to be a €60 million plus player. He had a nightmare time at Milan with injuries and has had to restrict the way that he plays in a lot of ways because of his growing body. But it could see the move to Corinthians as a fresh start. He only played one season of more than 25 games at Milan, and Corinthians will be hoping that the new scenery will really help him to develop as a player and develop as a person.
In 2010, Wesley Sneijder was one of the best players in world football after he led Inter to Champions League glory and Holland to the final of the World Cup. In the last 2.5 years, he struggled for form and fitness, but the talent is still there, and if he can stay fit, Galatasaray have signed a fantastic player.
Lewis Holtby to Spurs for £1.5 million is tremendous business. He'd already agreed to join Spurs on a free transfer at the end of the season, but they've hastened the move, and he will add much needed creativity to the squad as they look for a top 4 finish.
Didier Drogba has proven over a number of years how good he is as a striker, and it's only as recent as last May that he won the Champions League with Chelsea, scoring the all-important equaliser late on in the game against Bayern Munich. He's got power and strength in the opposition box, and he's not afraid of bullying the defenders around him. Obviously, he had a bit of a difficult time in China, but considering the politics in the background, he did quite well, applied himself quite well out there. And he's still, although he's going on in years now, he's still got more than enough to offer to Galatasaray.
Mario Balotelli's move from Manchester City to Milan is the best transfer of the January window. €20 million for a 22-year-old who, after Cristiano Ronaldo, is probably the most complete forward in world football. It's a bargain. He has everything, and Milan will now have 3 very young forwards who can form a terrifying front 3 for the next decade.